Hello, welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dream of owning a home or investing in one. And occasionally, if you run into trouble, I will also offer advice as far as how you can keep your home. Okay, well, this weekend has been a first for me and many of the employees in my firm and several others. We celebrated Juneteenth. Yes, we had that day off. So just in case you don't know, Juneteenth is the last day in which the last set of slaves were told that they had been emancipated. So in honor of that particular day, I thought it was only fitting that we think about in what ways we may still be enslaved and how we can free ourselves. So even though many of us have been freed from physical slavery, unfortunately, we're bound by mental slavery, which has an effect on our wallets, believe it or not. You see, there are many people out here that, especially when it comes to real estate, and in my opinion, real estate is one of the fastest ways to financial independence, which is freedom, okay? But many people, unfortunately, don't see it for themselves. They don't believe that they will be able to obtain it for a number of different reasons. If you are one of those people, I behoove you to look into yourself, write down what it is that you think may be hindering you from achieving the dream of home ownership. Go to my YouTube video if you're listening to me on the podcast, and in the comment section, I would like for you to write down why you may not believe that you can obtain the dream of home ownership, or why you think that you are not able to be a real estate investor. And I will definitely try and see if I can address those needs for you. I think I have already, because I know that there were certain things that I had experienced that I had to overcome in my mind before I actually even bought my first home. You see, so I know that if it was done to me, it probably has been done to many other people as well. But I say to you this: whatever the mind believes and conceives, you definitely will be able to achieve. You have to speak life over yourself as well once you come to that realization, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. Okay. Next, evaluate your spending habits. Because one thing that keeps you financially enslaved is debt. Now, there's good debt and there's bad debt. Bad debt is when you owe a whole lot of money on clothes. Clothes do, for the most part, they do not appreciate, okay? So that's why it's bad debt. But a house, a mortgage, is considered good debt. Why? Because homes normally appreciate. And even if you live in an area where it doesn't appreciate, normally you can find a way to make some sort of money on the home that you own. For example, you can rent out apartments, you can rent out your backyard, you can rent out your parking space. There are things that you can do in which you can make money on your home. There's also a lot of tax incentives and tax deductions that you get when you own a home as opposed to when you rent. In addition to that, a home can give you a little bit more security than renting. Let me explain this. When it comes to eminent domain, most states that I looked at, the most money goes to the homeowners. There are some states that don't give renters any money at all. You are just shut out into the cold. And the landlord is not obligated to give you any of the money that they collected from the government in an eminent domain case. So that's why, in order to achieve financial freedom, I say try to invest in real estate. You must own something. Okay? The next thing is this. You might say, oh, how do I get involved in real estate? How do I study real estate? Well, in order to get involved, in order to get started, one of the things that you have to do is get knowledge. The library has overdrive.com, a website where you can listen to audiobooks, and some of the audiobooks that they have are real estate books. You can also pick up my real estate book that I've written called The Perils of Real Estate Scam Alert, so that you can learn from my mistakes. That is how you get started. Because see, it says, my people suffer from the lack of knowledge. So the first thing you want to do if you want to get started in real estate is you need to read. You need to get yourself some knowledge. And I say go to the library first before you go scrolling through different YouTube videos, or even going on the internet and quote unquote Googling. In order to get the basics down, you need to go to the library and get yourself a basic real estate investing book. Plus, you need to decide what type of investing in real estate you want to do. There's at least 36 different strategies. You can invest in notes, tax liens, you can do owner financing, you can do lease option, lease purchase, fix and flip, rehab. The list goes on and on and on and on. How much time, how much money, and what your personality is like should determine which road you should choose. Because I don't believe everybody should be a wholesaler. Some people can be, but not everybody can be. Okay? So the first thing, of course, when you want to get started is to get the knowledge. Now, me personally, just on a side note, as many of you know, I also invest in the stock market. So what did I do? I joined a stock market club where the person who heads it lets us know what to buy, when to buy, how much to buy, when to get out. I also did go to the library and educated myself on investing before joining that particular club. And I was in another club previously. It's just that previous club was more of a buy and hold club, and I wanted to learn trading. So this other club here, it does everything. Okay? Like stock investing in real estate, particularly those of you who want to invest in real estate, I suggest pretty much the same thing. I say look for a mentor and look for a mastermind group that you can join. Many mastermind groups, because of COVID-19, are all online. Many of them are giving free advice. Pick one, join one, choose one that you feel most comfortable with. Stick with them and let some of that knowledge come into you. Plus, you also get support because each real estate deal is different. And it's good to be surrounded by people who are either investing the same way you wish to invest or are investing in different ways in case you still don't know which route to take. And you can figure it out by just sitting down, listening to what people have said to you, which way is the best way for you. Okay? Now, the next thing that I have done to help emancipate myself, if you will, is I've opened up a healthcare savings account. And I would encourage those of you who are still working and you are enrolled in a high deductible healthcare program plan at your job, that you too should open up a HSA account. It is triple tax free. Anytime you take money out, as long as it's used for health care, you're not taxed on it. And by the way, there are several custodians out there that allow you to put real estate in that particular account. So the HSA that I have allows me to invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, gold, cryptocurrency, and yes, real estate. Now, last year, the maximum that I could put in was $3,500. So you might say, well, how in the world can you buy real estate for $3,500? Well, I'll tell you. Tax lien certificates. I know for a fact that in Alabama, because someone almost took my property down there for $450, and yes, they get paid 12% interest. I also know, because I joined the Profit, I believe it's the Profit Room or the Profit Lab Room, which is a tax lien mastermind and course. Many of the people were buying in Indiana. And again, they were getting like $500 certificates and what have you. Well, you can buy those certificates and put it inside of an HSA. All the money that it gains grows over time. If you lose your job, if you transfer jobs, if you retire, that healthcare savings account stays with you. It does not cancel. Even if you lose, let's say you don't have a healthcare plan anymore on the job, or you decide to drop your healthcare plan. Some people do that once they get married. They say, okay, I'm going to use my husband's healthcare plan and not my own. Because you opened it when you still had a healthcare plan active, that account stays with you. It doesn't shut down. It doesn't close down because of that. So that's one reason, or that's one idea that I have for you guys in case you want to be financially free. And it is available for you after you retire as well. Now, another plan that I did not realize, my accountant brought it to my attention, but the conversation got cut off, so I unfortunately didn't move forward as fast as I should have. That's the solo 401k. That plan is for any employer, any business owner who has no employees. Again, you can put real estate in that. Tax lien, mortgage notes, a house, an apartment building, it doesn't matter. And it can grow in there tax-free. That's a retirement account. So you can only use it for when you turn 62, 65 or so. Okay. What's great about that is that yes, it's tax-free, but unlike the self-directed IRA, you're not taxed on the debt service of the property. So I would encourage all of you who are business owners who have no employees, particularly those of you who are just starting out, you might consider opening up a solo 401k and putting a real estate investment inside of that particular account. I believe I'm going to have to do a little bit more research as far as what is the maximum, but I saw something that said it's 20% of the income that you actually make. It's the maximum that you can actually put in there. And that money, of course, is tax-free. And then lastly, what I do have, I did open up a self-directed IRA against my accountant's wishes. So again, you can put real estate in there. It grows tax-free. The same company lets me hold both real estate, stocks, and cryptocurrency. So I'm covered no matter what. I can grow my money in that account, meaning all the rent that I get for that particular property. Well, right now I don't have any property in there. I'm looking to put property in it. The maximum is $5,000. So the only thing really that I can buy is either a tax lien or a tax deed. But because I'm somewhat of a lazy investor right now, I choose to just go with tax liens as opposed to tax deeds. And I'm also going to pick states that are non-judiciary, because I do not feel like being in court for 3 years if it has to even go to that level. Okay? So guys, that's all I have for you tonight. Please again go into the comments section of my YouTube channel called The Real Estate Regroup Show and let me know. Share with me some of the ways in which you choose to be financially free. You choose to emancipate yourself from financial slavery, getting out of debt, staying out of debt, increasing your income. All right? Please feel free to share this video. And remember, each one, reach one, teach one. So bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.